Hi, I'm going to ask you now to please join me in saying a prayer that will benefit yourself and myself. There are people who watch my channel on YouTube that aren't just the nice, happy people that are looking to be entertained and enjoy it. But there are people who are against me, it appears, and I'm going to say a prayer to have things all okay again so that I can do my best work without them attacking everything that I do in every video that I put up out of jealousy or confusion or some reason that I don't understand why they keep hurting me and keep coming to my channel to make sure they can hurt my videos. And let's figure this out in a prayer. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Dear God, please let me understand why those people are hurting me. Why do they attack every video that I make and put up with all the effort that I have and try to ruin my life ambition to make a living at these videos? Why are they hurting me? I'm gonna put this pillow under my knees right here. Dear God, help me to see why they are against me, why they try to team up with these other people I grew up with and family to hurt me, and why they want me to have a regular job, which means a job that I hate or dislike for the sake of working to make money and survive and pay the bills. Why, help me to see why they are against me having a career at something I enjoy, or something that is at least okay enough to work so unbelievably hard at to create those films, those videos, those movies that I have done for 20 or 30 years, since the 90s as a child, making home videos that I edited. Why are they against that? Why have I worked so hard at that my whole life? Why have I worked so hard at that my entire life for them to attack it and they seem determined to make it not work? Why are they against me? Why have some of them verbalized, quote unquote, just quit and get a real job, or just quit and get a regular job, just give up? Are those closest people, those people that are supposed to be a part of my life, supposed to be the good ones that are helping me? Maybe they are. A lot of them are married couples. And that would seem the best way to stay close to my children and the mother of my children. Maybe by teaming up with them and giving up this quest to make money at something that I actually enjoy, that's not horrible, that doesn't make me feel devastated and alone and just bad feeling at doing something that's not me. Why do you think I went out to Los Angeles? Because all of my friends growing up turned their back on me. I'd say almost all of them. They started looking down on me, treating me like I went from being one of the most popular in the group of the skateboarders and stuff. They thought I was cool, I was strong, this and that. Girls started to like me when I was in high school. to them all turning their back on me and acting like I was the worst, least popular one, and they formed who was cool now since he messed up or something, making it very difficult for me, so much so that I got body dysmorphic disorder, went through a horrible, ugly phase, could barely walk around campus could barely hold one book because I thought I had a hernia for months on end, one whole semester that way, because I got hurt at the beginning of the semester. Grew my hair long, had zits, braces, hair on my body that I didn't like. I was weak and skinny and injured, could barely move, and just studied all the time instead of enjoying myself. Went through a literal suffering and hell body dysmorphic disorder they all put me through. None of them treated me as an equal anymore. They all said things trying to make fun of me. And I had to go to Los Angeles, where it was different, where all those bands I listened to growing up, those rock stars, where all those cool things that I liked growing up were moved to, and that's where they made their living and what they enjoyed. And I had to go out there. I had no other choice. They all turned their back on me in my hometown. I had my parents, but I was an adult. I was 19. So I said, I'm going out there. I'm gonna be myself and do my best at it. And I had to live in poverty. I had to live in some ghetto neighborhoods. It was very difficult, but eventually I worked so hard at it that I got good at my filmmaking and the other things that I'm capable of doing, editing, and the good things, and back to asking God, I'm obviously good. Help me to not hurt those people back. Help me to not hurt them in the ways that I learned from them and their kind, to be a horrible, big, rule-following, evil person who looks a certain part but crushes their enemies, all within the law. That's how those people are, I know. That's how they sin, politically or in other ways. Help me to not be like them, and if I am like them, to be kind in the ways that they're kind. And help me to not hurt them in the ways that I learned to be like them. Those popular kids in high school that they were number one in the classroom and they're well aware there's a kid in the corner suffering, or a kid in the back of the room suffering, that they had the power to stand in and make sure that kid would be okay. But instead, they put him through more suffering so they could be the number one straight A student who was the best on all the sports teams. And now we have school shootings because of it, because they didn't stand in and help that kid that was suffering and struggling and suffering and had no way of knowing how to get out of it until they turned into those mass shooters. And that's what those schools with the popular kids and the lack of equality in the classroom did to certain people. It pushed them, some of them didn't have the moral ethics that I do. Some didn't have the morals that I do to endure the social brunt, social inequality, and bearing the brunt of all the suffering in that classroom, which I was able to do for year after year, not just day after day, not the first day of high school, which was awful for me, but the next day, which was just as awful, and the next day, and every minute and every hour of them looking down on me and forcing me into silence, to where the only thing that I felt good at were things that I enjoyed, like art, creative writing, maybe here and there some of the other classes like science or whatever, the different classes that I enjoyed here and there. If it was something I had no interest in, that's when, socially I could not hear what the teacher was saying because I saw these other kids looking at stuff on my face. I thought there's something wrong with my face, or I was inadequate somehow. It was a matter of fitting in socially until they hurt me and hurt me and hurt me and hurt me year after year, year after year, until I had been in, I'd say, 5 years of college and a decade of that through schools, maybe. Well, from 6th grade to probably like 10 years of it in total, growing up and in their colleges that, you know, my parents wanted me to go to, which I couldn't function very well in that situation. I would have rather been out there physically working on, you know, something. In particular, I could have gone on stage and done music. That's what I was amazing at. That's what I was good at. Drums, guitar, singing. I had to teach myself singing because no one made that easy for me. They were all against it and trying to make me feel bad about it. So finally, I made myself sing once I got powerful enough and followed their rules in their schools. They had, you know, it got to the point where people would walk past me, not care if I died. Anyone and everyone, pretty much. As much as I was suffering with panic attacks and anxiety because I was commuting 6 or 7 hours a day to my school, and I was an hour away from, and the internship I had, it was an immersion program that you're just supposed to stay at the school and do the classes, but I had to try to save my dad money because he was paying for it. So I ended up almost losing it mentally, and it was just because of the situation I was in, because of working about 2 full-time jobs, and I had been bedridden for a year before that, teaching myself to edit with all my might to make a masterpiece film, a timeless work of art that would not just be known on the world, but go out into the universe. And just hugely ambitious is the thing that kept me going for the things that I liked. But God helped me to see those things are not always the best. They're usually probably not the best in my situation. I think those people there that are attacking what I want to do in life and prove all those people wrong that hurt me in high schools and everything, that was not fun and enjoyable, that I think is bad, but in actuality was there to help me to kind of be humble and say, hey, you know, that's just how they are. They're mean people, and it doesn't matter if they hurt me. So help me to kind of, well, just help me to forgive those people and to be okay and not worry about being mean right back to them in their ways that they taught me, that those types of people taught me. And it makes no sense, really, those people that are against the entertainment industry, because they have jobs that make a lot of money and they keep quiet out of the public eye. They don't want to be famous, or those things that I worked at that I'm used to doing now. I don't necessarily want to do. I just want to have enough money to stay out of the public eye and raise my family and be okay. But there are a few things that I enjoy working at, and I'm really good at all of them. So help them to be kind to me and be accepting of what I do, and that it's different from them, and there's no reason for them to hurt me. There's no reason for them to be against the entertainment industry, say that it's mean and evil, when those people that own 30 or 40 houses, that throw tenants out on the street, that kill themselves, not my parents, I'm not referring to them, I'm talking about somebody else who are mean to others, are mean in their pursuit of wealth, money, and now we get to you. I hope you all feel okay, happy, and achieve all the dreams that you want in life, if they're meant to help you, if they're meant to make you happy enough as a person, instead of just being there for others all the time, to help you be okay on your life path. Let's ask God to help you be okay on your life path. And whatever that may be, even if you're one of those people who are against my videos, who go to it on the weekend first thing in the morning to see what he's up to, catch up on the spectacle that he tries to make of himself, which I'm not talking about my parents, I'm talking about other people. There's all sorts of them. Some of them are people I grew up with who had to work at some job they hated. It was very terrible for them, but they found love with a wife that they can come home to every day. And it's like they want me to be part of that, but I don't have a wife right now, even though there's someone I love very much, and I love my children, and I want to be close to them, but I can't change someone's mind if they don't love me back. And without having anyone to come home to, it makes me happier to do those things that I enjoy. Even if those people I grew up with are my friends or family who are like against me for some reason, maybe they're not against me, but for whatever reason, help them to stop hurting me and to be kind to me and see from my perspective about the things that make me happy. I don't have any ambitions to be some really cool person on the spotlight. It's just one of the things that I enjoy enough to actually make money at. I don't really like doing a lot of tremendous work for others to benefit them, like a real huge amount of work. I could work at some day job where I'm putting some effort in every day. That's not my best work. My best work is worth a lot of money. It just is. I have all those decades in film production, and I've kept up to date on the technology, and I know what I'm doing. I have degrees in it from 2 of the best film schools in the world. And that's something I didn't even really want to do, but I was young and I kind of went along with what my parents wanted for me, which was to get an education. And that's obviously not needed, but I'm very happy and proud that I went to, I hate to say the word proud, that's kind of like a sacrilegious term in someone proud. Kind of like the, well, maybe in some ways it's good. I was gonna say in some ways that can be bad, but usually that's good. And just help me to be okay. And for my loved ones to be okay, even those people that choose to be my enemies for some reason, but they choose to be close as an enemy, or I don't know what it is. I don't know what they want me to do, be like them, and it has to be specific according to these guidelines. I don't know. Are there people like that in your life, or maybe not? In any case, I ask God for the best for you, of what you're supposed to do, and feeling okay, being okay, and going forward with having a happy existence. And I may not be able to put as many videos on this channel, but I'm doing my best. But it's like I'm fighting them. They want to kind of try to destroy everything that I put up there in public for some reason. I don't understand why. They want to negate all the effort and all the work that I put into making the best entertainment, into producing the best entertainment I can. I don't understand them. And some people leave their whole families behind and they start a life anew. And that's something that I have a feeling that's the wrong thing. I don't want to do that. it seems wrong, and the worst thing you could do is leave those loved ones and people that are part of your close family and friends. I would never leave my children. It's hard to be there for them. I've had to visit them 5 times. I'm in Houston right now. I was staying at their house, and you know, maybe their grandparents or their house. I'm not supposed to say which one, but they're different. They're different. They're pretty nice. But it's like things have to be a certain political way sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, praying that we're all going to do okay for the rest of our lives, however long we're supposed to live, that we do the best to live as long as we can and be as healthy as we can, and to not be affected in any way by those naysayers, by those horrible naysayers who seem determined to hurt me and my plans for my, maybe that's my problem, is that I have plans for my own life and God's supposed to have a plan for me instead. I don't know, but I do my best. I have a will. I have a will to go on and do the things that I choose. I'm very good at that film stuff, and I should be able to make a living off of that, even if it's not taking the spotlight and being an actor, which I'm good at that too. But if that's not the thing I'm supposed to do, then maybe there's something else I'm supposed to do. But I can't imagine, I'm sure that was that's my gift on earth, is that creative stuff. If anyone's creative, I am. I'm one of the most creative people there is that I've ever met. I do all this. I play drums, guitar, sing, record music, actually work at those film things which have nothing to do with some selfish, instinctual thing like being with a woman or something. Videos, film production, art, you know, the list goes on. There's 20 or 30 things that I'm really good at. I'm probably the best at screenwriting, comedy screenwriting. Probably the best at directing if I actually got to direct and there was somebody physically producing all this stuff, making arrangements, the times when people show up, all that stuff, which I had to do all of it myself when I produced my feature films. I'm good at acting, very good at acting. When I show up, if I know I'm acting, if it's acting in something, I do an amazing job. That's why in my videos this has been more vlog, and it's still been okay. But if I'm performing as a character, hey man, what are you doing? I'm on my knees praying, Jesus, good Lord, Nazareth Savior, help us, all that Jesus stuff, good God in heaven, and not using blasphemy, amen, is what my character said. Okay, but I'm still talking to God. And I hope that those characters, I hope to God that they make money and help others to see that it's for good. And I'm helping others with my gifts, those creative things that I worked so unbelievably hard at. And then I had to learn working on houses, which was something I never had an interest in. And I had to do a lot, almost pretty much just as hard as those films, which nearly killed me. It nearly broke my will. It hurt my body at times. It's not, I mean, it hasn't hurt me that bad. I don't have anything that wrong with me in my physical body because I've made an effort to work out as those actors do. They try to like work out more because apparently looks are some part of it when they're trying to be cool and all that. But that's helped my health. It's helped my health. And I hope that you all get in good health. I wish the best for your health. And I'm starting to get tired of kneeling on the ground with a pillow. And I pray to God that all of you will be okay out there and feel peace, happiness, without blowing up things. No war if possible. Oh, he said no war. Well, eventually that's the goal of even the far right, is to one day have it so we don't need war. That's why more of us gave Obama a chance. It wasn't really possible. We gave it a try, it didn't work. Even Trump may have supported him in some ways. We had to take a step back and do more of the traditional right-wing stuff in America. That's a different story. Anyway, that's more nature, instinct, survival in nature, which is not always good, bad. It just depends. Okay. Please help us to be kind people. And help us on our life path being happy enough. Helping us to understand what we're supposed to do, to feel okay, to trust that it'll be okay with God and us. And please don't let me suffer like I did that one time when I had to work more than 12 hours a day for a year and a half and was depressed and didn't like anything about the type of work I was doing that I can recall. It was just really difficult. Putting one video up at the end of the day, every week, working on it with all my might till I almost died from the flu one time, working so hard. I don't want to work like that ever again. And the experience before that, seeing hell when I didn't sleep for a week or so, that was pretty terrible. The big political stuff going through my mind, being shown hell when it was just exhaustion from lack of sleep. I've had some pretty terrible things to experience, but not as bad as it could be. So I'm grateful for what I have. I'm thankful for what I have. And let's all be thankful for what we have on earth. Amen. Okay. Whoa. I kneeled on my knees for a long time. Okay. Bye. I didn't shave. Doesn't matter. That was it. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the prayer that's to help all of you, even the people who are against my YouTube channel. Okay. Bye.